when I was reading I got into a kick for about a year and a half where I read many books about Native American culture and what happened when the settlers made their way across the United States. And one of the things that's fascinating is there was a bunch of people, whether they were trappers or soldiers or just regular civilians, that gave up on modern life and were incorporated into Native American cultures. They wound up living with the Native Americans. Some of them were even kidnapped by the Native Americans when they were young.
Yeah.
And then recaptured by the Americans and brought back to, quote unquote civilization. They all wanted to go back. They all wanted to go back. To a man.
Yeah.
No one from that tribe wanted to join modern civilization, but everyone from modern civilization wanted to be a part of that tribe.
Yeah.
Once they were incorporated in it and they lived that life for a while. There's something about it that was far more satisfying and far more. It resonated with them in a way that and even then, I mean, this is a very primitive society. We're talking about 1860s America, but that was not exciting. That was not satisfying. That was not what they wanted to do. They wanted to live off the land.
Yeah.
They wanted to be traveling.
Yeah.
Just, hunting buffalo.
Can we go back to that? I don't know.
I don't think we can
go back to that.
I don't think there's any going back.
But it does seem to be the way that the human being is the happiest.
Well, I think it's the way we evolved. And these human reward systems are just sort of ingrained in the fiber of our being.
Yeah.
And the reward systems there's a feeling that you get when you catch a fish. You ever go fishing?
I have, but I'm not good at it.
You don't have to be good at it, but there's a feeling that you get when you get a big fish on the line. It's so exciting. Well, what is that feeling? That feeling is you're going to be able to feed your family.
Yeah.
So you're rewarded for being successful at that with not just food, but also with this rush of endorphins and these great feelings. And that's what people pursue when they go fishing. And it's so much so that there's like a perversion of it where people do catch and release fishing just to get a thrill. So there's tournaments, and these guys go out there and they cast a line, and they even have a live well on their boat where they take the fish and they put it in this aerated pool on their boat where the fish stay alive so they can weigh them and win the tournament, and then they release them back into the lake, which is kind of crazy, right? But it's they've hijacked this feeling that you get that is a part of being a person, because that feeling was to reward you with being able to feed your family.
Yeah. And within the tribe, where it's your uncle and your cousin and your daughter and your mom and everybody's together.
Everybody's together.
Yeah. Like the movie Dances with Wolves.
Exactly.
You really got it. They really hit that one, the nail on the head with that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great example of that with that movie. But the reality of that life is so much more satisfying than the life of being a banker. Like when you're a banker, I'm not a banker, but I would imagine your reward is you're always looking for new things to buy, right? So you're making enough money that one day you're going to get a yacht. One day you're going to get that Ferrari. One day you're going to get that jet. One day you're going to get that bigger house. You're going to get to a point where, hey, you make enough money, maybe you can buy an island. You're crazy. Like that's... Like, if you got an island, like Tyler Perry has an island, he's balling. That guy's got an island. You hear about people with an island, like, well, that's ultimate balling.
Yeah.
He's got a jet, got an island, got a boat, got a this, got a that. And you just, Tyler Perry's obviously creative. I'm not talking about him. But when talking about someone who's a person who's just acquiring numbers, just acquiring currency. And then what's your reward? What do you get out of that? Maybe you get to play golf on the weekend. And what do you do when you play golf? You're talking about your objects and your things and the things you're acquiring. And, have you seen the newest that? Oh, I'm trying to get one. I'm on the waiting list. And that's where their good feelings come from. That is the subversion. That's the hijacking of those positive feelings of accomplishment like you get when you're fishing. Like for them, it's accomplishing something even more difficult to get, like a yacht. And then it's just this trick, this biological trick that's forcing them to keep slaving away under fluorescent lights for 16 hours a day.
I mean, I don't know if we're ever going to evolve to some way where we can kind of get back to something like that in some sort of form, not literally, but, you know, I mean, sports in some way, when they're not perverted into these giant things like the NFL and everything like that, are at least a way of artificially acting out the chase, you know, or the tribals, you know, the team, you know, we're all, I mean, that's a modern way that sort of taps into those ancient needs, you know, those evolutionary needs. And I wonder if we can ever get to that on some culture-wide scale. We certainly don't seem to be.
It doesn't seem like it.
There's billions and billions of people, and it, you know.
Well, it seems like there's so many people that are living that way. More people are living that way than not living that way. If you did a survey of all the people and their occupation and the enjoyment level of their job and what they look forward to, I would imagine the majority of people do not enjoy what they're doing, and they're sort of stuck, and they're just doing a thing for money, and they don't find it rewarding.
I would agree, and they probably